Hey everyone, it's a Scary Pair, and today I am pretty upset because I woke up this morning and remembered that Mario Kart 9 still hasn't come out yet. So to overcome my sadness, I wanted to create a tier list video. So let's get into it. So for today's tier list, we are going to get every single Mario Kart track from Super Mario Kart all the way through to Mario Kart 8 and put them in a tier list. So this tier list is going to be based on how much do I want this Mario Kart track to come back as a retro track if or when Nintendo releases Mario Kart 9. So I'm only going to include tracks that have not come back at all. So only the tracks that we have not seen make a comeback since their debut game. And we're going to rank them in how much do I want these tracks to come back in the next Mario Kart game. So the top tier is going to be on needs to be remade. If any track is on this tier, it means Nintendo 100% must bring this track back for the next Mario Kart game, because I really want to see the track comes back. The next one is want to come back, so again, I really do want to see Nintendo bring it back, but if they choose not to, I won't really be too disappointed. And then we have the middle one, the don't mind, which is, you know, it can come back if it wants to, but if it doesn't, then I don't really mind that much. Then there's the rather nots, which is I really hope Nintendo don't bring back this track, but if it does, I might be okay with it. Then the final bottom tier is please don't bring back, which is whatever happens, do not bring this track, Nintendo. I do not want to see this track in the next Mario Kart games. Now, before we start, I just need to make things clear. This is not by any means like a rank of what my favourite track is and what my least favourite track is. It has absolutely nothing to do with what my favourite track is and what my least favourite track is. I could put some of my favourite tracks ever in the please don't bring back tier simply because I don't feel like that they need a remake. Or I could put some tracks that I don't really like into a need a remake tier because I feel like it's a really bad track in the original, and then let's give it another chance for Nintendo to present it in beautiful HD with anti-gravity changing it, and I think it could be really good. So this is purely based off of how much potential does this track have for Nintendo to make it even better in the remake. So if you're happy with that, let's get started with Super Mario Kart. So the first one we're going to have is SNES Mario Circuit 4. Now we've already got Mario Circuit 1, 2 and 3 that have all been remade. So I don't really want to see Mario Circuit 4 being remade because it will just be more of the same. So I'm going to put this on a please don't bring back tier list. The next one is Donut Plains 2, and for similar reasons to SNES Mario Circuit 4, I'm going to put that one on please don't bring back because we've already got Donut Plains 1 and 3 that have already made a return, one in Mario Kart DS and one in Mario Kart 8, so we don't need to see Donut Plains 2 either. So again, Nintendo, please don't bring back Donut Plains 2. Both of the Ghost Valley tracks, I absolutely don't like those tracks, so I'm going to put these two on the please don't bring back as well. Chocolate Island 2 has already come back in Mario Kart DS, so I wouldn't... I'm going to put Chocolate Island 1 in the rather not tier. I don't really like Chocolate Island that much, because I just think the track layout and the off-road isn't very good. But I would be quite interested to see what Nintendo would do with Chocolate Island 1 if they bring it back. But, you know, I'd rather not see it back. So next up we have Vanilla Lake 2. So Vanilla Lake 2, I actually really want to see this track come back. I don't really know why, because I actually do think, especially in HD, I think Vanilla Lake 2 will look so epic with all the shiny ice and the water. I think it will just look really good in HD. So I actually kind of do want to see Vanilla Lake 2 come back. It's not on a needs to be remade, but I actually do want to see it come back. And same thing with Vanilla Lake 1, but obviously I would want Nintendo to make either Vanilla Lake 1 or Vanilla Lake 2, like don't make them both, just one or the other. So I'm going to put them both on the want to come back tier list, even though SNES Vanilla Lake 1 is my least favourite track in Super Mario Kart. I do want to see it being remade because I think Vanilla Lake will look really good in HD and I really want to see it in HD. Cooper Beach 1, no, don't bring that back. There's absolutely nothing to Cooper Beach. So no, Nintendo, do not bring back Cooper Beach because there's just no point. Next we have the Bowser's Castle. Now, for some reason, Nintendo has not brought back a SNES Bowser's Castle track and I don't really know why. So I'm going to put all three of them in the needs to be remade. But obviously I just want one of them to come back. not all 3 of them, so Nintendo has to choose between Bowser's Castle 1, 2 or 3, but I definitely want to see one of them come back. And I think the one that's most likely to come back is probably Bowser Castle 2, because of the dead end, how Nintendo can easily turn that into a gliding jump. That is all of the SNES tracks that have been ranked into the tier list. Now let's move on to Mario Kart 64. So, for Mario Kart 64, it's just one track, because only one track in Mario Kart 64 has not come back, and that's N64 Warrior Stadium. And I'm going to put this in a want to come back. I mean, I'm not going to put it in an absolute Nintendo must remake this track, because they've already brought back DS Warrior Stadium, and that's fairly similar to N64 Warrior Stadium. It'll be a good track if it does come back, and I think it will, because it's the only N64 one that hasn't come back yet. But, you know, I won't lose sleep if Nintendo doesn't bring it back. Well, that was easy for Mario Kart 64. Let's move on to Super Circuit. Okay, so next up is Mario Kart Super Circuit. So we will start with Riverside Park. And I really want to see Riverside Park come back. It's a very forgettable track, and I think part of the reason is because we haven't seen it come back since. In fact, I think all of these tracks are actually pretty forgettable, apart from, you know, a couple. So I really want to see Riverside Park comes back. It's a really underrated track. It's actually a really cool track, and I think it will look absolutely gorgeous in HD. So next is Snowland, my least favourite Mario Kart track ever. You know where this is going. Please, Nintendo, whatever you do, do not bring back Snowland. I like to pretend that track never existed. So next up is Lakeside Park. So it's similar to Riverside Park. It's a very forgettable track, and again, I want to see this track come back quite badly. Again, Nintendo, just pick one, either Riverside Park or Lakeside Park. I don't mind which, just don't bring them back both because they're very similar. But definitely one of the tracks needs to come back for Mario Kart 9. Next up is Cheep Cheep Island. And I'm going to put this in a want to come back, because again, it's a very, very forgettable track, Cheep Cheep Island is. And I think this track will look really good, especially in the sunset, since it's set in the sunset. Next up is Yoshi Desert. I'm going to put this in the don't mind. I literally don't really care that much about Yoshi Desert. Again, it's an unbelievably forgettable track. You know what, actually, I'm going to put it in the rather not tier, actually, because there's just nothing to Yoshi Desert. It's one of the most meh tracks out there. Sunset World, okay, you know where this is going to go. Come on, you know it. It's going to go on whatever you do, Nintendo. Please do not bring back Sunset Worlds. No, I'm joking. Get in the needs to be remade tier, you. Sunset Worlds is an absolutely epic track, and please, Nintendo, bring back Sunset Worlds. Please, bring back Sunset Worlds. I cannot stress this enough. I will say it again. Nintendo, bring back Sunset Worlds. If there was a tier that was higher than needs to be remade, Sunset Worlds would be in that tier, because it has to come back. It's my favourite track in Mario Kart Super Circuit, and it will look stunning, especially since the background changes from a sunset to a nightfall during the track. It will look so cool. And the worst part is Nintendo brought it back in Mario Kart Tour. So it has to come back in Mario Kart 9. I really want to see Sunset Wilds in HD. So Nintendo, I'll say it once more. Please bring back Sunset Wilds. Next is Broken Pier. Don't mind. I literally don't really care that much about Broken Pier. It's an alright track. Same thing with Boo Lake. I'm going to put the Boo Lake in don't mind. I don't know. Nintendo can do whatever they want with Broken Pier or Boo Lake. I literally don't care. Next up is GBA Bowser Castle 4. I want to put this in Please Don't Bring Back, because we've already had Bowser Castle 1, 2 and 3 already remade from the Game Boy Advance. I don't really need to see Bowser Castle 4. Next up is Rainbow Road. Now, I put Rainbow Road in my predictions, the GBA Rainbow Road. But the more I think about it, I don't actually think GBA Rainbow Road is going to come back. And do I want to see it come back? Yes, I do. I'm going to put it in the want to come back. Not an absolute need to come back, because I think there are some other Rainbow Roads that I think I would love to see come back more than GBA Rainbow Road. So I'm just going to put it in a want to come back. So next up is Mario Kart Double Dash. And there's only 4 for Double Dash. So let's get straight to it. So first one is Mushroom City. Yeah, I want to see Mushroom City come back. Not an absolute necessity, But yeah, I would like to see it, especially because, you know, it's set in night time and all that stuff. I think Mushroom City could be pretty cool, actually. So I'm going to put that in the want to come back. Next up is Wario Colosseum, and Wario Colosseum, that needs to come back. It needs to come back. Nintendo can go all out with Wario Colosseum. It's an absolute awesome track. It has a massive stadium and it will look so good in HD. It's a really big track, and I think Nintendo can split it up into 3 sections instead of doing 2 laps. So I think Wario Colosseum absolutely has to come back. Next is GCM Bowser's Castle, and that's another one I'm going to put in the needs to be remade. Bowser's Castle from Double Dash would look epic if it comes back. It's such a dark, gloomy, mysterious track, and one of the best, the second best Bowser's Castle in the franchise. So yeah, GCM Bowser's Castle absolutely has to come back. Next is GCM Rainbow Road. Oh, this is a tricky one. This is a really tricky one. I don't really know where I want to put. How much do I want GCM Rainbow Road to come back? I'm going to put it in Don't Mind. I think some of you may be surprised with this. I think some of you may expect me to put it in the needs to be remade tier. But no, I'm going to put it in Don't Mind. I don't really mind that much about GCM Rainbow Road. I'm going to put it in Don't Mind. Okay, that's Double Dash out the way, and we're now on to Mario Kart DS. There's only, surprisingly, quite a lot of DS tracks has been remade. There's only 5 that haven't been remade yet. So the first one is Figure 8 Circuit. Don't bring back, because it's a boring track. It's just a figure 8, and that's it. Shroom Ridge, again, please don't bring back, because I don't like that track. It's not a very good track. Next is Mario Circuit, which, to be fair, I would like to see Mario Circuit come back, but, it can wait. So I'm going to put it in the Don't Mind tier. It's alright. I won't lose sleep if Mario Circuit doesn't come back. Next up is Bowser's Castle. I'd rather not, because it's a good track. It's a really good track. I really like DS Bowser's Castle, but I don't think it needs to come back. Like, not really. I don't really think Nintendo can really do that much more to DS Bowser's Castle to make it better, so rather not really. Next is Rainbow Road. Now even though I don't like DS Rainbow Road, I actually really want to see it come back because it has a loop-de-loop and a corkscrew in it. Obviously those 2 sections will be in anti-gravity. If any Rainbow Road is ever going to come back, I think DS Rainbow Road will be the most likeliest to come back because of the loop-de-loop and the corkscrew. I think that would be a golden opportunity to Nintendo to implement anti-gravity into DS Rainbow Road. Okay, next up is Mario Kart Wii. So, Luigi Circuit, don't bring back Luigi Circuit. Boring track, nothing to it, next. Toast Factory needs a remake. This track will look so awesome in HD. I really want to see Toast Factory come back, so that has to be in the needs to be remade tier. Next up is Mario Circuit. Again, another track for Nintendo to ignore. Please don't bring back Mario Circuit. It's possibly more bland than Luigi Circuit, and that's saying something. Next is DK Snowball Cross. I'm going to put this in the want to come back. Yeah, want to come back. It's a good track, but I don't think it really needs a remake. But yeah, I don't really mind with this one. Daisy Circuit, I'm going to put this in the needs to be remade. Daisy Circuit is a really interesting track, and it looks really good. And I think in HD, Daisy Circuit could look epic, especially because just like Sunset Wilds, it's another track that is set in the sunset, and I think all tracks that are set in the sunset will look absolutely gorgeous. And also, there is the shortcut where you drive up the steps. I think Nintendo can turn that into a gliding job and make it like a super shortcut. And also, possibly even the pavement bits where you get to drive on the pavement, maybe Nintendo can turn that into an anti-gravity section. So I think there's a lot of potential for Daisy Circuit. So I'm going to put Daisy Circuit in the needs to be remade tier. Next is Dry Ruins. Nah, rather not. I'm not going to put it in the please don't bring back. Again, it's not a track that I desperately want to see come back. It can wait. Next is Moonview Highway, which I'm going to put in there. Again, and needs to be remade because I really like Moonview Highway and I want to see it again. So Moonview Highway in an absolute needs to be remade. Next, we're going to put Bowser's Castle. Now, I'm gonna put Bowser's Castle in a want to come back. I don't think it's very likely that Nintendo will bring back Wii's Bowser's Castle, but I do want to see it come back. But I'd rather see Double Dash's Bowser's Castle come back. And next is Rainbow Road, which, you know, rather not. It's a good track, but again, it doesn't really need a remake. It's fine how it is. Okay, next up is Mario Kart 7. So, as I said, we're not including Wuhu Mountain Loop or Wuhu Island Loop since they are themed tracks from other Nintendo franchises, so it's really unlikely that these tracks will come back. So, let's start off with Toad Circuit, which is going to go on the Please Don't Bring Back because there's nothing to it. Then there's Daisy Hills, which I actually kind of want to see come back. I think Nintendo can do quite a bit with Daisy Hills. If they could easily implement some anti-gravity, and I think it would look pretty good in HD. So next up we have Cheat Cheat Lagoon, which I rather not. I mean, if they do, whatever, but doesn't really need a remake. So next up we have Shy Guy Bazaar, which I want to see come back. I think Shy Guy Bazaar will be a really cool track to come back, and I think it will look really good in HD. Next up we have Mario Circuit, which I want to see come back because of the Peach's Castle section. I think Nintendo could go above and beyond with Peach's Castle. With anti-gravity and all that stuff, they can totally transform 3DS Mario Circuit. Next up is Alpine Pass, which needs to be remade. There's so many opportunities for some anti-gravity sections in Alpine Pass, because this track is a very elevated and hilly track. There's so much potential for Alpine Pass, so I definitely want to see it remade. Same thing goes with Wario's Galeon. Again, so much potential for anti-gravity, and it will look awesome to see a shipwreck in HD. Next up is Rosalina's Ice World, which I don't mind really. There's nothing that much to Rosalina's Ice World. That can come back if it wants to. Next up is Bowser's Castle, which I don't want to see come back because there's no need, and I don't really like that track anyway. So next is Rainbow Road. This one's interesting because I actually do think there's quite a high chance 3DS Rainbow Road could come back in the next Mario Kart game, along with DS Rainbow Road and GBA Rainbow Road. But do I really want to see 3DS Rainbow Road comes back? Because I think it kind of just fulfilled its full potential in the original. I don't really think it needs a remake for it to be made even better. So I'm going to put it on a rather not, because I would love to see 3DS Rainbow Road come back. But there's not really that much Nintendo can do to it since the original track is already really, really good. So there's not really that much Nintendo could do to make it even better. So that's the reason why I'm going to put it on the rather not tier. So that's the end of Mario Kart 7. Now we're going to go on to the final Mario Kart game, which is Mario Kart 8. Okay, so last but not least, we have Mario Kart 8. So there's an awful lot of tracks, because of course none of them have returned since there's not another Mario Kart game post Mario Kart 8. So let's just get started with Mario Kart Stadium, which I don't want to see come back because there's nothing to it. So next up is Water Park, which they can bring it back if they want to. I don't mind. I literally don't mind about Water Park. Sweet Sweet Canyon, again, I don't really mind with Sweet Sweet Canyon. It's quite hard ranking Mario Kart 8 because we don't know what the next gimmick for Mario Kart 9 is going to be like. So Thump Ruins, yeah, I want to see Thump Ruins come back. Actually, no, you know what? Yes, it needs a remake. I actually really want to see Thump Ruins come back. I think it can be even better if Nintendo brings it back. Toad Harbor, I want to see it come back. Not desperate to see it come back, but I want to see it come back. I think Nintendo can do a bit more with Toad Harbor. Twisted Mansion, rather not see that track come back. Shy Guy Falls needs a remake. It's another track that absolutely needs a remake because I think there's even more that could be done with Shy Guy Falls, and plus it's an excellent track as well. I think Shy Guy Falls needs a remake. Next up is Sunshine Airport, which I don't mind. I don't mind about Sunshine Airport. That can come back if it wants to. Dolphin Shoals, I'm going to put Dolphin Shoals in the same tier as Cheat Cheat Lagoon. So rather not see it come back because there's not really that much Nintendo can do with it. Electrodrome, yeah, that needs a remake. I really want to see Electrodrome come back. I think Electrodrome can be even better than what it already is if we see it come back in the next Mario Kart game. So next up is Mount Wario, which rather not, because there's nothing more Nintendo can do with Mount Wario. I don't really think it needs to come back. I think Nintendo's done all that they can with it. Cloud Top Cruise, I want to put Cloud Top Cruise in a... Should I put it in a needs a remake? Yeah, I am. I think Cloud Top Cruise needs a remake, actually. It's a really good track, and I think it could be even better. So next up is Bone Dry Dunes, which, please don't. Not a good track, nothing to it. What else can Nintendo do with Bone Dry Dunes? Yeah, I don't want to see Bone Dry Dunes come back. Next is Bowser's Castle, which I'm going to put it... Where did I put the Wii's Bowser's Castle? I put it on one to come back. Okay. I'm going to put Wii U's Bowser's Castle in rather not. Because I don't... Yeah. I think there are other Bowser's Castle tracks like Bowser's Castle from Double Dash, Super Mario Kart, and Wii that I would rather see come back than the Wii U Bowser's Castle. Same thing goes with Rainbow Road, rather not. Oh, should I put it in Please Don't Bring Back, actually? Yeah, you know what, I'm going to put it in Please Don't, actually, because... Actually, nah, yeah, please don't. I don't really like the track very much, and I don't think Nintendo can really do anything else with it, because I think it's quite a hard track to really do something new with. Dragon Driftway, I don't really like Dragon Driftway that much, because I do think it's quite an annoying track to drive on, but I wouldn't mind to see it come back. I'm going to put it in the don't mind tier, not in the want to come back. I'm going to put it in don't mind. Ice Ice Outpost, I actually kind of do want to see a remake of Ice Ice Outpost. I think it's a very underrated track, Ice Ice Outpost. Again, it's not an amazing track, but I do think it is underrated, and I would like to see it come back. Wild Woods, I really want to put Wild Woods in the needs to be remade, but there's so many tracks here, so maybe there's one track I can probably move to just the want to come back tier list from the needs a remake. You know what, Cloud Top Cruise actually. I'm going to put Cloud Top Cruise in a want to come back. Because I want Wild Woods to come back more than Cloud Top Cruise. So I think even more could be done with Wild Woods. So I'm going to put Wild Woods in a needs a remake. And then the final one, last but not least, we have Super Bell Subway, which I don't mind. I don't mind if Nintendo brings back Super Bell Subway. It's a average track at best, so yeah, Nintendo can do what they want with that. So there we have it. That is the retro track tier list, all ranked on how much do I want the track to come back. So we can see all of the tracks on the needs to be remade tier, which is completely full. We have the want to come back tier, the don't mind tier, the rather not tier, and whatever you do Nintendo, please don't bring back this track tier. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this very interesting video. And what do you think about this tier list? Do you agree with it? Do you don't? What tracks do you want to see come back? And what tracks don't you want to see come back? So yeah, so thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. And I shall see you all next Friday for another video. Until then, see you next Friday.